Hey guys, in this video I'll share with you 8 simple ways to be more patient, right? So being patient overall helps a lot, because a lot of the times we get distracted or we get stressed out without reason, and being patient really helps because you're able to see things differently. You're able to to control the situation that you're in. And also, there are a lot of, sometimes if you get angry and scream at someone or do something that is not smart, then it might have bad consequences. So being patient really helps, and being having this self-control really helps you in life. And there's also a skill that can be improved upon, right? So for example, not a single person is born with being impatient. Some people are more impatient basically because of their upbringing maybe, or of their environment, of other reasons. But over time, you can improve the patience. You can be more patient, and you can control the situation better. So there are several benefits, right? So there are several benefits of being patient, and also you're able to focus on your goals. Right? So if you're focused on your goals, then you won't get distracted if something doesn't work out, and then you get angry, or you get simply disappointed. So you're just being patient, and you slowly but surely moving towards your goals. One of the ways to basically being more patient is just practice being patient, right? So for example, if you know that there's some trigger, something that happens to you on a daily basis or on a monthly basis that just pisses you off. Maybe your neighbors, maybe, some things that just take more time than usual, right? You have to just embrace it and just have the things done that will allow you to be, train this muscle of being more patient. So for example, some of the things that could help you would be, ban yourself from looking at your phone while waiting for appointments, right? So a lot of people just, they're just using their phones every time, they're waiting for someone, or even when they're in their bed. So this is not, healthy. This is not healthy, habit. So for example, you would just put your phone, leave it in another room, and you would just not think. You would try to concentrate in a specific moment that you're in. So this is one of the ways to practice being more patient, and over time it becomes easier and easier for you to just put the things that you don't actually need away and just focus on things that are important right now. The second way to be more patient is to focus on why you are impatient. So a lot of the times we are impatient just by default, right? Because we always been impatient to some things, and we just behave as it was our typical behavior. So one of the ways to tackle it would be to just understand why you are impatient, right? Just to think about why you are impatient. So for example, if you're waiting in the store and you're just let's say you're waiting in a line in the grocery store and you're very stressed and impatient about it, maybe it's just a time to find a solution to it. Maybe it's maybe you need to find a solution to just have someone bring the groceries to your home, just order it online without ever going to the store. But you don't do it unless you relax, just look at it from the 30,000 feet perspective, and then you're able to see that with a bigger picture, right? And then you're able to find the solution. So the third way to be more patient is to just distract yourself, right? Let's say you're impatient and you know that certain things take time and you're frustrated about something. Then what you can do is just distract yourself, right? Just listen to a nice music. That could be some relaxing music or classical music, or you can listen to some podcast with some person that inspires you, or you can read a book that inspires you. Just find another place where you feel more relaxed until you get into more positive and more relaxed state, right? Then you can go back to your challenge and just crush it. So that's another way. Another fourth way is to practice empathy. So oftentimes, we are frustrated because of other people, because of how other people behave, right? And how other people, what they do. And oftentimes, it's just our perspective, right? It's just how we see things. So for example, if, someone frustrates you, it could be not even because they're let's say let's say you walk on the street and then someone just steps on your foot. It's not because like they're a bad person or they meant something bad to you. It's maybe they have been, they haven't noticed, right? That could be the reason. And so having those things in mind and just realizing that it's kind of like not, it wasn't like on purpose, will help you to be more relaxed in those situations, not to do some bad things. So meditation and mindfulness, right? So if you practice meditation, so I personally like meditation, do it, I don't do it as often as I wish, but when I do, like I feel more relaxed and I feel more in control of the situation that I'm in. So those things like mindfulness, where you would just like, for example, you stay in a quiet place, you wouldn't think about anything, you would just completely focus on yourself, on your breath, just on your environment, on how you feel. So kind of like just completely relaxing and disattaching from everything that's around you. So that's very difficult to do. If you try it like to do it for 5-10 minutes, like you're just itching to do something that is not necessarily productive. Like a lot of people just would grab their phone, like because they don't want to miss all of these apps and notifications. So that's actually much harder to do than it sounds. So, but these two practices, like mindfulness and meditation, they together can be a great solution to stress and impatience. So they can help you with eliminating and making you more patient and more stronger in handling those things that are happening to you. So another way is just to accept what you cannot change. So a lot of people, they're getting angry because of like politicians. They're getting angry because of some circumstances that they don't necessarily have impact on. Like for example, they cannot influence political situation or economical situation in their country. So, but what they can influence is just to move out of that country, right? So kind of like focusing on things that you can actually do, right? Or for example, people think, okay, so what if my client says no to me, or like prospective client, for example, right? They think about these things about, and so this has nothing to do, like there's, obviously there are some things that how you can, influence it, but on the other side, if you cannot influence it, the best thing that you can do is just to generate more clients, right? So you're not afraid of that client saying no because you have a lot of them saying yes, right? So it's kind of like reversing the perspective on how you see things, and that will allow you to have more control over the situation. So focusing on the bigger picture, right? So for example, if you think, will the cause of your impatience matter in 5 years' time? So for example, if you're waiting for your driver, like Uber driver, or for your food for like 10 extra minutes or 15 extra minutes, obviously that frustrates you in a moment. But if you think like in the next 5 years, you'll never remember what happened, on this day, right? So it just doesn't matter if you look at the bigger picture. What you can do, again, just focusing on things that you can actually control, is just to like call another cab company, right? Or just, if you see your neighbor like coming out of the house, like asking him to pick you up. So kind of like focusing on things that you can actually control, then you'll be more happy and you'll feel in the control of the situation and feel in control of your destiny overall. So distress in other areas. So for example, losing patience is a system, right? Distress in other areas. So as often as not, like losing patience is a symptom, right? So you might be overtired, stressed, or otherwise feeling down, which creates, this kind of like environment where slightless, inconvenience or grievance can feel like the most cumbersome hurdle, right? So what you can do in those situations is just focus your energy on other areas. So for example, maybe you would just focus on delegating the tasks that are, that you're responsible for, right? Maybe that would mean prioritizing sleep, or prioritizing like good food, or going to the spa or gym or swimming pool, kind of like putting your energy to use in another area, right? So whatever, like maybe you need to take a break, maybe you need to go for a holiday for a few days to just recharge your batteries. So for me personally, I like to go to Switzerland or Norway. Like these countries, nature just relaxes me and helps me to kind of like to rethink everything and just come back with much more like energy and just like new perspective on things. So in some situations, it doesn't pay to be patient. So for example, if you're working for someone and you know that you deserve like a higher pay, or you know that the market value of your work is higher, then it just doesn't make sense to be patient. Just wait for another like 5 or 10 years to ask for a raise or ask for something that actually belongs to you, right? If you are, let's say, if you want to ask some client for a business, it doesn't make sense to wait for a few years. Like it just like if you want their business, just ask them what it would take to have their business. This is as simple as that. So in some situations, patience is not is not a good thing. So you would have to evaluate. Obviously, you have to apply common sense. But overall, in most situations, like patience is just very, very helpful tool to kind of like go through these challenges that you have every day. Everyone has. So just realize that everyone has these challenges. Just pass through them as just as they're nothing. So this is it, guys. Thank you very much for watching. By the way, if you're looking for help with scaling your e-commerce business or dropshipping business, Facebook ads, there's a link below in the description. So click on it, apply for a free strategy call where we'll show you some of the ways that you can scale your business, and we'll see if that's a good fit for us to work together. If you like this video, please subscribe to my channel, like this video, and I'll see you guys in the next video.